I want to talk about the sound, because there was also things that you said in that statement that you also said here and testified to. You talked about the scissors. You had the scissors. Children had the scissors. Maybe in mimicking you or trying to do what they could as well. And that you said that in the statement, and you also testified to that.
Yes.
And you were in shock back then, but you remembered that detail, and you talked to the ranger about it after.
Correct.
Trauma doesn't erase memory. It carves it in. In this testimony, a survivor recalls sharp fragments in the chaos. A cord jammed against a door, a violent metallic crash against concrete. Then what sounded like fireworks. What once felt disjointed now matches the evidence. The vehicle striking a concrete culvert, followed by gunfire aimed at those who try to help. This is where memory and evidence converge, and the timeline snaps into focus.
I also think that you talked to him about the cord, I guess maybe an extension cord or rope that was being thrown over the top of the door to prevent the door from being able to be opened. You talked to the ranger about that, and you told him about that detail.
Yes.
Even though you were obviously, and of course you had gone through that traumatic event, that's a detail that you remember.
Yes.
Right. You told him about hearing the sound like a dumpster truck. And we the last time you and I were here, we talked about that, about what that sounds like. And would you agree, I guess it sounds something like metal being slammed down on concrete?
Yes.
Like a huge boom, metal on concrete.
Yes.
Now, you know now that the shooter wrecked into that culvert. I guess that concrete culvert that's, if you kind of go out front of the school and past that field, there's a fence and then there's that concrete culvert. Did you know now that the shooter wrecked into that culvert?
Yes.
Okay, so what I want to ask is now knowing that the shooter wrecked into that culvert, meaning flew off the road and slammed down into the culvert, is that consistent or similar? The truck doing that, a metal part doing that, is that consistent or similar with the sound that you heard of the dumpster truck?
Possibly, yes.
Right, because it would involve the same type of action that you were talking about, which is heavy metal being slammed down on the concrete.
Yes.
And then you said in your statement to the ranger, you said after that you heard two fireworks, like two fireworks. What it sounded like to you?
Correct.
Do you know now that after the shooter wrecked into the culvert, he took shots at the people who were coming out to the culvert to help him?
Yes.
All right. And so is that consistent, hearing the dumpster truck slam into the concrete or hearing the dumpster truck sound that you heard, and then hearing the fireworks sound? Is that consistent with what you know now, that after the wreck into the culvert, the shooter was shooting at people who were trying to help him?
Yes.
All right.
In the aftermath of chaos, what matters isn't perfect recall. It's honest recall. For days after the incident, this witness described exactly what they remembered in that moment. Two sharp sounds, no more, no less. They didn't rely on shouted warnings or radio traffic. They relied on instinct, observation, and training. A coach's fear, a sudden movement, a split-second decision. Knowing the attacker was already dead, the witness met with investigators for one reason: to tell the truth as they understood it, and to help piece together what happened.
But you did not tell the ranger 4 days after this incident that you heard any other shots or any other fireworks sounds but those two.
I'm sorry?
In this statement, you did not tell the ranger at the time, 4 days after the incident, that you heard any other fireworks sound other than those two, the two fireworks sounds that you heard.
No.
And when the coach, you told the ranger that the coach, I guess what you did was you observed the coach on his radio, because the coaches, I guess, have radios.
Yes.
Okay. And teachers don't typically, right?
No.
But coaches have radios, and you said you observed him. What you told the ranger was that you saw it saying or hearing something on the radio, and then you saw him tell the kids to run, and he started running.
I saw his face, yes, and then him moving quickly.
Right. And I'm sure seeing his face, you saw alarm, concern, fear.
Yes.
Right. And I'll go back to that and intelligently and intelligently on your part, you assessed the situation, saw the fear on the coach, saw him running, and you took your kids and you got them out of there, right?
Correct.
But you didn't tell the ranger that you heard the coach say anything, like there was something, whatever was going on. You just observed it and you followed your instincts and your training, and you ran with your kids and tried to get them to a safe place.
Yes. I mean, he could have been yelling something. Now he was saying get inside, but I guess I just blocked it out at the time whenever I gave my statement.
Well, and I'm not, something like that. To me, whether you did hear something or not, the point I really wanted to make was that you were able to assess danger and get your kids to safety based on the way that on the observations that you were making. That's what you told the ranger at the time.
Yes.
Which again, we're glad that you did. And and at the point that you were talking to the ranger, you knew that the person, the monster responsible for doing this to these children, you knew that person was dead.
I'm sorry?
The monster responsible for doing what he did to these children and hurting these children, you knew that he was dead when you talked to the ranger.
Yes.
Right. And you understood that the purpose for you giving the ranger information, the reason they were talking to all of you.
I'm object to assuming what's in the ranger's mind. That's something you couldn't possibly know.
Well, okay, if you'll rephrase it, I'll sustain objection.
Okay. I want to talk about what's in your mind, right? In your mind, when you're going to sit down with the ranger after something like this has happened, that you were a witness to part of this, in your mind, you understood that you were sitting there to give information as part of an investigation into what happened.
Yes.
This testimony isn't about guessing what mattered to investigators. It's about what one witness honestly perceived, remembered, and reported under trauma and years apart. Sounds were interpreted through familiarity. Actions were taken based on instinct and visible fear. The witness was not conducting an investigation, weighing relevance, or shaping a narrative. Their role was simple: to describe what they experienced when they were asked and nothing more. What you're hearing is not inconsistency. It's the reality of human perception in a moment of crisis.
Right. And in your mind, you knew that it was important to tell the ranger everything of any significance that you saw or experienced during that time.
Could you repeat the question? Sorry.
No, it's okay. You knew and understood while you were sitting with the ranger that it was important for you, just like everybody, I'm sure, who sat with any law enforcement after this happened. You knew and understood that it was important to tell the ranger, to tell this person any relevant information that you knew about what you experienced.
I knew that it was mandatory and a requirement. Yes. But
let me ask you this, right? Even if it wasn't mandatory, even if you weren't required to do it, you would have sat down and talked to them all about it. You would have participated in the investigation.
if I had to.
Well,
If it was not mandatory, I would not have gone. No.
because it's hard to talk about. It's
Yes.
traumatic. I understand. But I think on balance, ultimately, you would know that it's important that they go through this investigation, try to find out what happened, how it happened, and to try to prevent it from happening again.
Correct.
And so we do appreciate that you did participate in the investigation. An hour later, yes, after you spoke to a ranger, you came in and you testified to a grand jury.
An hour later?
No, later.
Oh,
after.
sorry.
Because it wasn't an hour later.
Yeah.
It was years later.
Yes.
Years later, you sat down and testified to a grand jury. And in your grand jury testimony, you did say, I don't know if you've seen it, that you were there, but you did say that you saw clouds of dust. You didn't say it to the ranger, but you said it to the grand jury. Did you know that?
Yes.
But you never said to the grand jury that you saw anybody dressed in black with long hair carrying a long gun. Did you know that you also did not say that to the grand jury years later when you were in it?
Yes, I just heard him say it up there or somewhere. Maybe we talked on the phone, but yes.
Sure. So, and then, I guess in December of 2024, so, no, I'm sorry, 2025.
Not in that part that I just read.
Now I want to go back to the questioning that's been occurring. Today's question has been very specific.
Yes, sorry.
In front of the grand jury, was it very specific?
Not like this, but I don't know. It's a little more specific here.
Okay. And with the rangers, did they just simply ask you to tell them what you knew?
Yes.
Were you conducting the investigation?
No.
Did you know what was specifically important to them?
No. I didn't think that what I had to say was as serious.
So they asked you to explain what happened? Is that correct?
They did, yes.
And you told them?
Yes.
And when they asked you, is anything else important, did you know what was important to them?
No, I was ready to get out of there.
Was it your job to know what was important to them?
That was subjective leading.
I'll overrule the objection. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Was
No.
it important for you to know what was important to law enforcement?
No, it's not my job.
And now I want to go back to those events if we could, okay?
Okay.
You hear a sound. Did you hear a sound?
Yes.
And did you attribute it to something that you were familiar with?
Yes.
And what was that?
The dumpster.
And now Mr. Goss's questioning very well could have been a wreck instead, correct?
Yes.
So you attributed it to something you were familiar with.
Correct.
Then you hear what you found are firecrackers.
Yes.
So you hear a sound
Yes.
attributed to something you're familiar with.
Correct.
And according to Mr. Goss, now that very well could have been gunfire at another human being, correct?
Correct.
And then you have a coach, correct?
Correct.
That tells you to, or what is your testimony? Did he tell you to go and lock down, or what, did he say anything to you?
I don't remember if he said anything. I just saw his face and I saw him pull up the radio and
But at that time,
I knew.
I believe you said to Mr. Goss that you were thinking bailout.
no, when I got into the classroom, the kids said that they were not taking it seriously because of all the bailouts.
Okay.
But I didn't think that it was a bailout,
Oh, at the
like
time.
based on the coach's face, I guess, and
Okay.
everything.
All right.
That never, I guess, crossed my mind.
Very good. Thank you.
Okay.
Awesome.
Just a quick thing, Judge. The prosecutor asked you out of the three things on here, and we talked about it, that you did say that there was clouds of dust to the grand jury years later, but not at the time, right?
Correct.
The three things, these two things were not given to the defense, and you understand that.
Yes, I do now.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I didn't hear what the last question was. It may be important.
Oh,
Did you say?
I said, the two things. You said the three things on the board. I said, those three things, those two things weren't given to the defendant. One, two.
Okay, I just want to make sure I heard that.
And just because Mr. Turner asked you, was it important to you to know if it's important to law enforcement? And you said it's not your job, and I agree. It's your job, right?
In court, words matter, especially exact words. This exchange turns on the difference between implication and assertion. Hearing shots from a direction is not the same as saying, I saw the shooter there. Across interviews, grand jury testimony, and years of reflection, the witness never claimed to have seen an armed person on the south side of the building until much later. What's being examined here is not motive or intent, but precision, what was said, what wasn't, and when, because in a courtroom, implication is not evidence.
But you agree that seeing a man with a gun on your campus is an important detail that you would recognize instantly that you would need to talk about.
And I know that now, yes.
Well, and you would have known that then.
Possibly.
Because I think what you were saying when he was talking was you didn't think that what the information you were providing was, in the scheme of things, I guess very important. I didn't hear you because you were talking.
Yes, I didn't think that what I had to say was very important. I didn't think that it mattered based on or compared to everything else.
I understand. But seeing a shooter and being shot at are important details. You would agree with that?
I mean, it depends on who you are. I don't know, I guess. Possibly.
I'll pass.
Just one more question, Your Honor. Of the three things, Mr. Goss has agreed that you did tell the grand jury it was provided to them that they saw clouds of dust on the playground, correct?
Yes.
But he said that you did not, or the information was not provided, and you did not say before that you saw the person on the south side of the building. Is that correct?
Correct. Oh.
But you were asked that question from the grand jury, weren't
Just
you?
read that. Yes, sorry.
And would you tell us what you told the grand jury?
Yes, it was towards, obviously, the building indicating. So I'm guessing I was pointing at that time or something. At that point, the coach had yelled, hey, get in the room.
No further than that. I'll just the whole point. So the specific question was asked where, and you said obviously toward the building, and then it says indicated, so you pointed to something. Is that correct?
Yes.
So that information was provided to the grand jury
Yes, sorry.
and the defense.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay, Judge. All right. I'm sorry. I don't want to do this to you. I'm sorry he keeps doing it. Saw this person on south side of building, and I'm not irritated with you. It's them. Saw this person on south side of building. Now, what you just read from the grand jury, you agree with me. You never told the grand jury that you saw the person on the south side of the building. However he's trying to make it seem. You agree with that?
Yes.
Shots coming from a location is not, I saw this person on the south side of the building. You would agree with that as well?
Yes, but wouldn't it be, I don't know, it's kind of implied?
You're saying that it's kind of implied, but it's this phrase right here, I saw a shooter and he was on the south side of the building. That was never said to the grand jury or at any other time, except in December when you told the prosecutors and they didn't tell us.
Yeah.
Pass it.
No further questions.
Okay, ma'am, would you